Are you a big soap fan but haven't really watched Coronation Street much? Are you looking forward to seeing a big storyline climax end? Is your favourite soap currently dragging on a bit too long and you want something exciting? Well, Coronation Street is on their big soap week, the big stunt week that they do every single year. I believe it's at the closing of Britain's Got Talent, so that's where most of the eyes are on it. Basically, come watch Coronation Street. I'm going to tell you everything that's happening. So the big stunt week for Coronation Street is going to be a very important one. This is the closing scenes of recent Coronation Street villain, overarching villain, Stephen Reed. Now, Stephen is part of the Platt family, and it's really been a big... I don't remember how long Stephen's been on the show as of yet, but it's been a pretty much a good 9 months at least of terror. He joined in 2022, returned in June 2022, and pretty much since then, he's been seen as oh, what's he doing? He's being a bit weird. Killed Leo, killed Teddy, and killed Rufus. But what's he going to do this week? Well, this week, all the stuff he's been doing is going to catch up to him. As essentially, at some point to try to gain control of the factory, he ended up dosing Carla with some LSD, which made everybody think that she was losing her mind. You know, she's had a history of mental health issues, so ultimately it was a big shock to her system. She wasn't quite ready for it. And she went to a rehab center, to get her mental health on whack. And obviously this week she starts to figure out that, hey, Stephen was drugging me. And Carla goes ahead and tries to convince Jenny, who Jenny is going to leave to Thailand with Stephen, but she's then told he's a fucking murderer, by the way. Obviously, there's a big showdown with Tim, who's kind of been Stephen's foil the whole way. He's kept on keeping him on his toes and, getting involved in his shit. Obviously, Stephen was involved with Tim's mum Elaine. And once Tim finds the roof trunk that Stephen buried, hid a body in the canal, now there's a big confrontation with Tim. Tim takes a metal pipe to the head. And yeah, it carries on. Stephen just acts like nothing happens, but Kevin goes, yo, I don't know what the fuck, I have no idea where the fuck Tim is. In that factory, Stephen swindles them out of a shit ton of money. And also Peter attacks Stephen, and it's going to be a big thing or even Audrey goes, yo, why the fuck have you been trying to steal my house? And then obviously the Friday episode is the big penultimate one where they go, oh fuck, Stephen has been the big bad, and this is where he decides to, it's now time that he needs to try to leave the show, and not the show, leave the cobbles as quick as he possibly can. And obviously, yes, this has all been built up dramatically. He's been kind of fucking up ties with a lot of his, friends and family. Well, he didn't really have any friends, let's be honest. But, the only person who's really been protected from a lot of this is Jenny, who he does actually love. Well, maybe not love, but, is interested in. But, he's fucked over Sarah, he's fucking over Michael in the situation, he was drugging Carla. This is all of the build-up to him essentially being done in. Will he be killed before he's in prison? I don't think so. They only really serve the really big explosive deaths to the people who would never, do time. Pat Phelan deserved to die, Richard Hillman deserved to die. You don't get much justice in Richard Hillman going to jail. He needs to die. Pat Phelan needs to die. John Stape, well, he died as well, but, you know, he did go to prison. But, you know, they usually pair, like, basically, if they feel like a villain has been really fantastic, you just send them to jail. Yeah, I'm mixing things up. If they do this, you kill them off, because then the terror's over, they can't come back, it gives people clarity, you know. But if they're not really as well received, you do just send them to prison, because why not? There's no real reason to not do that. But yeah, essentially all of his misdoings will come out to fuck him up in the end. I know I'm a lot swearier in this version, but I'm not very eloquent, having just woken up like an hour ago, you know. Get the brain flowing. Maybe I'll have something a little bit better for the lot of you. But there we are. That's the casual viewer's guide to Coronation Street Stunt Week. Essentially, Stephen is on the race to survive and the race to get away on a flight to Thailand. But will he make it there in time, with everybody deciding to try and, you know, stop him? Tim's going to try, Peter's going to try, Carla's going to be on his case dramatically. I suppose ahead of this also, there's fears that Peter might be involved in this storyline as well. He usually does go on a sabbatical like each year. So ultimately, like, you know, it's a like he does often just leave and then come back and then leave and come back each year, so he will be back very shortly. But yeah, there we are. That is the casual viewer's guide to the Coronation Street Stunt Week. Sorry, I'm getting distracted with reading things. So yeah, it's not really been the most built up to Stunt Week. I am slightly behind on the episodes, so before tonight I'm gonna have to fucking, you know, I'm gonna have to catch up on it. But the next question is, would you like me to cover the Stunt Week on the channel? Tell me in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, follow us on all our social medias at Watching Wolford, and most importantly, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.